Over $99,000 for this 2025 Hummer EV. That is completely insane, but to be honest, it's probably one of the cheapest Hummer EVs I've ever seen. Normally they're $140, $150, $160,000, so to see one under $100 is kind of crazy, but still, $99,000. Think about how much money you'll lose in just, let's say, 5 years of owning this thing. It will drop like a rock, but to see one under $100 is kind of crazy. $99,000 is still completely insane. Now, over at their midsize trucks, it's actually quite unfortunate. They used to offer a V6, naturally aspirated, just like the Nissan Frontier. Now, you can only get a turbocharged 4-cylinder truck for $55,000, and of course it's a 2024. Yes, it's a Denali, but still, that's way too much money. It should be, honestly, $10K cheaper and come with the V6. But you got to think about, of course, it's a 2024 because the price doesn't make sense. And you'll notice we're at General Motors, so a lot of what you're going to see is going to be 25s unless you're looking at an EV. Look at this, $47,000 and it's a 24, or a Canyon. If you're looking at one of these Canyons, a lot of customers have just went another route because the price is too much, and they really are saying, I've had enough. I'm not going to get one of these things, and it doesn't come with the naturally aspirated V6 like we used to have. Now, let's get into their full-size 1500s. A lot of people love them. They come with the V8, unlike, let's say, Ram. But this V8 has had so many issues. There's just no way around. The lifter failure has been a complete disaster with General Motors. With the 6.2 or the 5.3, whichever route you go, it's a bad situation. And by the time they get here, they have these multiple piece tailgates, all these options that, to be honest, a lot of people don't want or don't even talk about, but they're here already. And this is a more affordable one. Look at this, $58,000. Of course, it's a turbo, it's a 4-cylinder. So that's why. $58,000 is getting you a 4-cylinder full-size truck. But a lot of people are saying, I'm not gonna spend that kind of money for a 4-cylinder full-size truck. And then on top of that, to have the lifter issues, it is a mess going on. And I'm a huge Chevy guy, but it just really is unfortunate that they have to qualify with the emission standards and do this cylinder deactivation that's causing nothing but issues. It's actually caused a lot of issues, and I would argue it's worse for the environment because General Motors is having to replace, it's gonna be a lot of engines, probably close, I mean, they're talking this 6.2 is having possibly 822,000 vehicles or 877,000 vehicles affected. So you talk about a recall, that could be a huge one, and it could cost General Motors billions of dollars. So all this work to make a better, more efficient V8 isn't working. That's what I'm trying to get at. They keep trying to make the V8 more efficient, but it's not working. It really isn't. 64,000, 5.3, wow, 2024. You know, General Motors on paper is doing better with their inventory, but then you get here in person and hey, I mean, we're seeing mainly 2024s on the lot. Luckily, GMC, they also offer Buick, or if you're a GMC dealer, you have the option if you want to sell Buicks, and they do make, Buick learned, our clientele base is, they're gone. We have to make cars more affordable, and that's what Buick did. These cars are a lot more affordable than, let's say, what Stellantis offers, but still, I mean, let's see if we can see it, $31,000 for this Encore. It's a lot of money in my opinion because it's not good, it's not high quality. Buick is very cheaply made. I think some of their products are even made in like China, some are made here, there. I mean, they try to get these as cheaply made as possible so they're able to sell them at an affordable price. But when it comes to longevity, keeping these for a long time, I don't think so. These are all tiny little turbocharged engines that are probably gonna have a lot of issues in the long run, so be extremely careful, or don't keep this for a long time if you're gonna buy it. Like this is one of the cheapest new cars sold in America. People are all over them, and guess what? Not something you can keep for a long time. The Investa, whatever it's called, $26,000. Now think about if this was a Dodge Hornet. This would be 70 grand probably. I mean, literally, we saw $50,000 Dodge Hornets. This is $26,000 MSRP. So the fact that a Dodge Hornet costs so much really makes 0 sense at all. It really doesn't, but even this Hummer EV being $99,000 doesn't make sense to me. But again, we've seen them, I mean, literally at this dealership, we saw a $140,000 Hummer. So to see one under 100 is kind of crazy because I'm so used to seeing them so much. Honestly, I'm used to seeing them 140, 150 everywhere. So to see one under 100, it honestly looks kind of weird. It really does on the window sticker because they're so dang expensive every other time but right now. And still, $99,000 is crazy, but I've seen them almost double that. So it's like, what makes the difference? But it must be something. But still, you'll lose so much money spending $99,000 on an electric Hummer. It's not even funny. Let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.